Eric.
This round-by-round analysis takes an in-depth look at how each round of a fight was scored. First, it shows the true average round score for each boxer and the average winning margin totals. Next, the round winner chart shows the percentage of users who scored the round for each fighter or called it even. Finally, there are charts to show the reasons selected for each fighter and the percentage breakdown of users who selected each one. Round 1. The winning margin indicator shows this was a tight round, with just under a 7% swing. The majority of users, 69.2%, scored the round to Taylor, giving her the 9.8 average, to Serrano's 9.3 score. Looking to the reasons charts, fans thought Taylor landed the more effective shots, edging the scoring in her favor. Round 2. While this was decisively a Taylor round with 92.3% of users scoring in her favor, the winning margin shows a competitive round with less than a 10% swing. Taylor got a 10 average, to Serrano's 9.1 score. The fans thought Taylor landed the more effective shots. Round 3 was extremely tight with little to separate the two. With average round scores of 9.6 and 9.5 respectively, and less than a 3% winning margin, Taylor just edged the round. 53.8% of users scored in her favor, 38.5% for Serrano and 7.7% called it an even round. The reasons selected highlights Serrano's come-forward aggression while Taylor effective with counter-shots. Round 4. Another very tight round, this time in favor of Serrano with a 9.6 average to Taylor's 9.5. This translates to a 10-10 even round on the average scorecard. Despite the close scores, those favoring Serrano had her winning more clearly with over a 7% swing than those who edged it to Taylor. 50% of users awarded the round to Serrano, 38.5% to Taylor and 15.4% scored a draw. The reasons indicate both fighters were landing. Serrano was more active and on the front foot. Round 5. This was the clearest round of the fight. A decisive win for Serrano as she had Taylor in trouble. 100% of users scored the round in her favor while Taylor's average score was 8.8. The winning margin shows a clear one-sided round with 80% for Serrano, and the main reason given being she had her opponent in trouble. Round 6 was another clear-cut round for Serrano. With an average score of 9.8, 84.6% of users scored the round to Serrano and 15.4% to Taylor, giving an average score of 9.8 to 9.2. A clear winning margin in favor of Serrano with over a 12% swing. The reasons given show Serrano was still on top following the previous dominant round. Round 7. Another close round edged in favor of Serrano with an average score of 9.8 to 9.5 for Taylor. Along with the 5% winning margin swing, this highlights a close round. 23.1% of scorers called this round a draw, while 53.8% went with Serrano and 23.1% for Taylor. The reasons breakdown shows Serrano earned the round by a number of ways. Round 8. It's another round for Taylor. She gets the nod from 76.9% of users with a 9.8 average score. It was a tight round with 51.92 to 48.08% on the winning margin slider. The reasons indicate Serrano was more active while Taylor landed better counter-shots. Round 9. Taylor's best and most decisive round. She was given the winning margin by nearly 20% with 84.6% of users scoring the round in her favor. She was landing the more effective shots while Serrano was maybe more active. 10th and final round. Perhaps the most closest round of the contest. Indeed, the winning margin was split exactly 50 to 50, yet Taylor edges the average score of 9.8 to 9.5. Taylor had 53.8% of users scoring in her favor, 30.8% scored a draw and 15.4% in favor of Serrano. Looking at the combined average scorecard, we see that Taylor edged out the early close rounds while round 4 was called a draw. Serrano had a clear winning spell as she had Taylor in trouble in round 5 and she maintained winning ways in the next few. Taylor turned things around later on, having a big 9th round. Overall, the users of Fightnight Scores scored the bout 97 to 94 for Taylor, 6 rounds to 3 and 1 round even. with scores of 93 to 96, 93, 97, and 96 to 94. The three judges gave a split decision to Taylor, with their collective average score being 94 to 96.